Every single cycle, Bitcoin has diminishing returns, meaning every bull market, the gains are less and less. I've been playing around with the chart this morning. I want to show you guys why you can no longer make life-changing money with Bitcoin. But I want to give you some perspective on how Bitcoin can be used and what alternatives there are.
Every single cycle, the returns are less and less. And you might look at that and say, well, look at the price action, look at the pump, that is crazy, look how much money you're going to make. Well, see this little hump here, you can barely even see it. If you're on trading view, you can go to the zoom icon, you can circle that, you can zoom in a bit further. On the right hand side, we can scroll, make those candles a bit bigger. And then we can take the measurement tool and we can measure from the market bottom and then take it all the way to the top. 7,466, but let's round it up to 7,500. And that took 50 weeks, right? 50 bars, 50 weeks. Well, on the weekly chart, so 50 bars is 50 weeks. So now, if we go to the next bull run, right click, reset chart view, move over 2017, and we do the same thing again. We get the measurement tool, go from the bottom, about 400, get it to around about 400. All the way to the top. So that's 4,800% from the bottom to the top, and that took 99 bars. So you can see that those gains are diminishing, but it's taken twice as long to make those gains. Now if we move to 2020, reset the chart again, about 3,000. You can see, wow, 151 bars, and that was 2,200%. So it's now taken another 50 weeks. So every single cycle, the gains are diminishing. So not only are you not getting as many gains, it's now taking much longer. So in theory, it's leveling out. What I've done here is I've took the data that we've got here and I've basically added on. In theory, the top of the next bull market will be around 200 bars because every single cycle, it's taking 50 more weeks to make those gains. So, in theory, there you go, 200 bars, bang on. 580%. So even though that looks like a big move, that is only a 5.8x, which is nothing. So the gains have decreased again. I can't see Bitcoin breaking 100k, but I've allowed for 105k here, just in case we do pop above. I think it's likely, if we do break it, we'll pop above, tease everybody, make everybody think it's gonna, go to 150, 200k, get everybody long, get everybody greedy, get all the retail. They will come in, they will perform a role, which is exit liquidity, and then once they're in, the market will crash, and that's what happens every single time. So basically, as you can see, I've drawn it out again. So in the next cycle, you'll only make 300% gains. You can see what's happening here, can't you? Bitcoin's gone from being this volatile, uncertain, unpredictable. Well, if you could say that, but look at what I'm talking about now, and you can see the patterns in the chart. You can see how they're repeating, how they're extending, and how you can actually measure what's going to happen. But you can see that Bitcoin's gone from being this volatile asset to this less volatile, and over time I think what we're going to see in sort of 10-15 years is Bitcoin go from being this crazy volatile asset to an asset that is similar to a stock. So on the downside, you can't make as much money anymore, but that's what these institutions want. These institutions don't want these parabolic moves, they don't want these super cycles. What they want is a less volatile asset, because they're putting billions in, so they're happy for a couple of percent moves in the market. Even if Bitcoin does drop 50% and then goes up 300%, they're losing $500 million. It's not worth it for them. So the problem with that is the little man can no longer make the life-changing money with Bitcoin, but Bitcoin still serves a purpose because it's the safest asset in crypto, and you can still make 550, 600% gains. In my opinion, it's still the best asset to invest in prior to a bull market. You can ride that up. Even if you make a few 100% gains, you can then take your initial investment back out of the market, and now you've got all that profit to play with. You can then move that profit into the more riskier, volatile assets. if used correctly, you can still make a lot of money because you can now protect your capital using Bitcoin. It acts as a hedge against the more volatile, riskier assets. So it's now a hedge. The alternative asset, if you want something that's going to give you the returns. By the way, guys, I went on this by accident, but here's all my Ethereum trades. I mean, show me anyone trading with this kind of finesse. You can't find no one, I'm sorry to say. So Ethereum is the other option because basically Ethereum launched in 2015. So you could say that Ethereum is a cycle behind Bitcoin. And if we look at the gains Bitcoin made in the last cycle, we said it was 2,200%. Now, let's look at what Ethereum did in the last cycle. It was $80. I was in this shit. This is what I invested in. $80 all the way up to 4,900. Looking at around 5,500% gains. That was in way less time than Bitcoin. So it's over double what Bitcoin did. And now, if we look at what we're projecting Ethereum to do in the next bull market, we're looking at around 1,000% gains. So Bitcoin, you're looking at 580%, Ethereum 1,000%. So you're doubling. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin 2-1. So that's the other option you've got. Ethereum's there, and that's the option that I'm going with. That is personally what I'm doing, but that isn't financial advice. That isn't me saying you should do that. That's just me saying I'm an Ethereum maxi because it outperforms Bitcoin. It's got a better use case, and I do think that eventually Ethereum will flip Bitcoin because Bitcoin's gains are diminishing, but Ethereum is still making those gains. So if Ethereum keeps outperforming Bitcoin 2-1 every single cycle, eventually it's going to flip Bitcoin. So hope this helps to give you better perspective on how the markets work, and if it does, don't forget to give me a follow. Cheers, guys.